Okay, guys, so if you combine my NBA and NFL channel, I am currently 3 for 3 on trade predictions over the past month. On this channel, I predicted Derrick Rose getting traded from the Detroit Pistons to the New York Knicks a day before. But if you go to the NFL, I predicted Matthew Stafford getting traded for Jared Goff literally the day of, like 6 hours before, and this was before anyone reported it. And I kind of called the Carson Wentz trade happening about 2 months ago. But for those of you guys that aren't familiar with the NFL, you might be scratching your heads a little bit. We do NFL content on a separate channel called Microphone. I upload to both of them. I typically get a little bit of a feel for whether a trade's going to happen or not based off of the source. And the difference between me and like your average source, anyone could come to you and report what ESPN says to you. Anyone could come to you and report what Shams and Adrian Wojnarowski report to you guys. But not a lot of people can suss out the sketchy sources and piece the puzzle pieces together to create a legitimate reason why a team is about to trade for a specific player. And that's what I did with the Derrick Rose trade. That's what I did with the Stafford trade. The Wentz trade was a little bit more obvious to me. So before we get to the content, just do me a favor and slap a like on the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Consider subscribing and turning on our notifications, especially because there's another YouTuber out there that recently started copying my thumbnail scheme. So just make sure you follow me on other social platforms like Instagram and Twitter to make sure it's actually me, because this guy puts out fake trades and stuff like that, which could damage my credibility that I take very seriously. And now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro. A question that I'm always asked by my subscribers, friends, and family is how on earth I'm able to pump out 3 to 5 videos a day. What gives me the motivation to do so? I always said the most important thing to maintain mental focus and mental toughness is to cultivate an environment in your home office where you're always consistently motivated. One of the things that motivates me the most in my office is this brand new poster that I got of Kobe Bryant, because the Mamba mentality always motivated me as a kid and still motivates me to this day, which is why I'm excited to partner with Triumph Prints, a brand that exclusively specializes in motivational art pieces. They have artwork of Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, but in addition to that, they have motivational messages for you to hang up right at your home office that you could look at every day. Even better yet, I have a promo code for 15% off in the description down below, and if you happen to purchase one, please do me a favor and either tweet me or share it to your story and tag me so I could see which print that you decided to purchase, because I'm still trying to buy some more for my office myself. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? So guys, a couple of days ago, well, no, I think it was about a week ago, I made a video called 8 NBA stars that are about to be traded. While I made this video, there was a huge player that I completely omitted, and that was Kyle Lowry. And it's nothing personal between the Toronto Raptors and Kyle Lowry. He gave his best years to that franchise. They won a championship together, and currently the amount that he's getting paid isn't necessarily worth his $30 million contract this season. So as a result, he has been the subject of trade rumors, and these trade rumors make a lot of sense. The Toronto Raptors aren't anywhere near the point of contention. They're kind of on the cusp of maybe trending into rebuild or retooling territory. So I could say that a trade is definitely imminent. Now, as to where he could be traded, the Toronto Raptors, and I actually am a huge fan of this movement. I'm seeing a lot of general managers do what the Toronto Raptors are going to do. I've seen Sam Presti do this multiple times, where he traded Russell Westbrook to the team that Russell Westbrook wanted to go to when he got traded from the Thunder to the Houston Rockets. He traded Chris Paul to a team that Chris Paul wanted to go to when he got traded from the Thunder to the Phoenix Suns. So Sam Presti kind of started this movement of trading star players to where they want to go. And, that's kind of like a stark contrast to Danny Ainge. And I'm not saying like one's a bad thing and one's a good thing. They're two completely separate styles to conducting a roster and building trust within players in the organization. And it seems like the Toronto Raptors are going to take the Sam Presti approach with Kyle Lowry, unlike what the Los Angeles Clippers did with Blake Griffin when they shipped him off to Detroit. And what I mean by that is the Toronto Raptors are going to reward Kyle Lowry, according to the source, and send him to a contender such as the Philadelphia 76ers, the Los Angeles Clippers, or the Miami Heat. And all of those teams, except maybe the Miami Heat, I guess the Miami Heat a little bit less than all these other teams, could really use Kyle Lowry's services. The Los Angeles Clippers would love to have an offensive-minded point guard alongside Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Kyle Lowry has already won a championship with Serge Ibaka and Kawhi Leonard. There's a ton of familiarity there. I'm really unsure about his fit with the Miami Heat, so maybe someone in the comment section could let me know why he'd be a good idea for the Heat. And then there's the Philadelphia 76ers, which in my opinion, I think might be the best fit for him and probably the most likely team for him. You see, the Philadelphia 76ers have been rumored ad nauseum as a team that is still trying to swing for the fences with a huge blockbuster trade. And although I don't necessarily categorize a Kyle Lowry trade as a blockbuster trade, this trade would be something that the Philadelphia 76ers could definitely use. And ironically, the Philadelphia 76ers are not only Kyle Lowry's hometown team, are not only the best team on this entire list with the, in my opinion, highest likelihood to make a deep run in the Eastern Conference playoffs, either hopefully making it to the Eastern Conference Finals or hopefully making it to the NBA Finals given their ability to match up with the Brooklyn Nets, but Kyle Lowry is a seamless fit in that starting five. He could slide in at the point guard position. Ben Simmons could be the primary playmaker. Kyle Lowry has the ability to stretch the floor with his range. And believe it or not, he's having his second best season over the past 5 years. Honestly, he's been performing fairly well from an efficiency standpoint. He still is a 40% three-point shooter and is shooting 46% from the field with 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 6.5 assists. I think it's a beautiful fit, and Kyle Lowry said he wants to go there. So if you ask me, the most likely team to trade for him is the Philadelphia 76ers. When you combine the fact that it's his hometown team, gives him the best chance to compete, is a team that really wants to make a big trade at that position, it all makes sense. Now, the question remains, okay, now that we know that this is a potential trade that could go down, what would the Philadelphia 76ers have to give up in order to make this trade work? Well, the Toronto Raptors said in this report that they want a mix of expiring contracts, picks, and some very nice young players that they could build around. So, in my opinion, the Philadelphia 76ers' best trade piece is Matisse Thybulle, but obviously they're going to do their best to keep Matisse Thybulle. So I feel like either Thybulle, Maxey, or Shake Milton in this situation are going to have to go. They could pair that with Danny Green, Mike Scott, Terrence Ferguson, and let's say if they don't trade Milton or Maxey or Thybulle, they can potentially throw in Tony Bradley in there, and they would have the exact amount of money they would need in order to match the salary cap space with Kyle Lowry's contract. Now, with that, the Philadelphia 76ers will officially have 4 players on their roster earning $30 million. Well, I guess Joel Embiid's earning $29.5 million, so $29.5 million and higher, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. But if you ask me, it makes a lot of sense. It's his hometown team. It's the big swing that the Philadelphia 76ers crave. Daryl Morey likes taking these huge swings as well. He's a perfect fit in their starting five. I don't see a reason why this would not work. So let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think that Kyle Lowry might go to a different team instead? Maybe the Clippers or the Heat, or maybe a team I didn't already mention on this list. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.